Well, boys, first time I'm trying to record my voice, so let's see how this goes. See if I can remember how to reset the trip. There we go. Single press, long press. Let's go. Still breaking in the MT10. So, just wanted to give my thoughts on this. Just so you guys know, I'm a mid-late 30s dude who grew up on dirt bikes, street bikes when I turned 14. Had my first 600 Super Sport at 15, and I'm now in my late 30s, so no stranger to it. But I did have a hiatus from, I don't know, just before 20 years old till now. So hopefully you guys can hear me over the wind. So April this year, I decided it was time to get a new bike. So I went and got a ZX6r 2025. Really liked it. You are not about to pull out in front of me, right? Jeez. Anyway, really liked the bike. Had no trouble with it, really. Loved it. It's a good bit quicker than my old 600 was, which you would expect. It's probably 30 more horsepower than my old CBR. So I really didn't have any complaints about the power, but less than 2 months after I got it, I was hit with a recall. So if you're in the sport bike world, you may have seen the recall that's hitting all ZX6Rs 2024 and 2025. So you're basically just told don't ride your bike. And while I went without riding a bike for quite some time, now that I'm back on a bike, I really don't want to go without it. So I ride every day, pretty much as I can, and I don't want to go without a bike. So as soon as the recall talk started, I started working on trading it in. And I didn't really want to go with something as pricey as a R1 ZX10R, and really I just kind of wanted something different. So checked out the MT10, they caught my eye, and the place it was willing to trade my bike in just so I happen to have one. So picked this thing up and I've been getting used to it. I have, what, 244 miles on it now. So spoiler alert, love the bike. I like this way more than I ever thought I would. The power is great. Obviously I have ridden leader bikes before, so the power's not surprising, but I like it. The handling is amazing. People say that they're heavy and they don't handle as well. I don't really feel that. I think maybe it's just down to the bar width, but you have a lot of leverage on the bars and you can really whip this thing around. Now I have done two things. I did the tail tidy, which shaves off like 3 pounds roughly, and I did a NOCO lightweight lithium ion battery, which shaves off like 8 pounds. So the bike's down, just call it 10 pounds. So that's gonna make it more nimble. But the handling so far I have zero complaints with. I'm actually maybe more confident on this bike than I was on the ZX6R. So handling has not been a problem. The power obviously is fantastic. Coming from a Super Sport, you have to wind them out. You have to get way up in the RPM range to get power. This is not like that at all. I mean, you can just downshift, and if you're around 5,000 or 6,000 RPM, I mean, you have tons of power just on tap, which is incredible. It's so much fun. I literally can't explain how much fun it is to be on curvy roads on this bike and have so much power just on tap, basically wherever you are in the RPM range. If you're up top, I mean, you have 165 horsepower. That's a ton of power. If you're in the mid-range, then you have, what is it, 75 foot-pounds of torque, something like that. I mean, it's crazy. It's so much fun. I cannot tell you how much fun it is. What else is new about this bike? So the riding position is different. Coming from Super Sports, basically all I've ever ridden is a bike that's you're very hunched over, you look very aggressive, you look cool. I mean, you feel cool. You feel cool in a Super Sport. Anybody who says they don't is bullshit. Everybody feels cool in a Super Sport. So when I came to this, that was one of my main concerns, was how am I going to feel on this bike? How am I going to, I know it'll be comfortable, but how do I feel on the bike? Like, am I happy to be riding it? Do I feel like it suits my personality? Do I feel cool riding it, basically? Because face it, I mean, that's part of riding a motorcycle. So the stance, the riding position, I got used to. I got used to really quick, and I actually really like it. So this more upright riding position is totally fine with me. It's super comfortable. It just eats miles. It just eats miles. I mean, dude, my back doesn't hurt, my butt doesn't hurt, but you're still in a position that allows you to just whip the bike around. And you still do have a little bit of a forward cant to your body, a forward lean. I mean, you're not totally upright. The MT10 is more upright than this. There's a little comparison graphic on the internet you can look at, but it's a good bit more upright than the MT10. So yes, I mean, it suits my needs. It's comfortable. It's still aggressive enough to ride fast, and you still look cool, in my opinion. I mean, it's not going to be a super sport, but I'm getting older. I don't really care so much what people think of me. What else? So the quick shifter is beautiful. Up-down quick shifter is amazing. I love the up-down quick shifter. Absolutely love it. People say that if you use it under like 6K, that it's going to be a little rough. I don't really experience that at all. It's pretty smooth for me. Occasionally it gets a little rough, but I think that's mostly just down to me having the RPMs a little too low. So up is seamless, down is great. I don't really use down a whole lot unless I'm really riding aggressively, like on curvy roads. It's amazing to just kick down a few gears as you slow down for a turn. I mean, it really frees up a lot of I don't know, a lot of thought that you would be given to working the clutch, working the gear shifter, like rev matching. It really frees that up, and you can focus more on the road ahead of you. Display is great. ZX6r also had a TFT display, so that's not super new. Go ahead, dude. Go ahead. Jeez, man. But the display is great. It's white during the day, and at night turns dark, which is cool. Let's get to some more exciting roads so you guys have something to see. But yeah, overall, I'm not a great orator, I'm not a great speaker, but I do have a good bit of experience with different bikes. I've caught myself, it's so powerful that I've caught myself not giving it full throttle. So I'll think, okay, I'm nailed, I'm pinned right now, but really I'm maybe 85, 87% throttle. So I twist that little bit further and you get even more power, which is, everybody wants more power, right? So that's never a bad thing. Pretty soon we'll be at one of my favorite roads that's close to my house. This is kind of rural. I live in a more populated area, but just a few minute ride outside of where I live, there's some good roads. But now that we're going to hit the highway speed, I think wind is a big one. So yes, I mean, you do catch more wind. It's not uncomfortable. People said, oh, you're on a naked. If you're used to a super sport, just wait till you cruise at 70 or plus. Even higher than 70 for an extended period of time. Well, I mean, I did it and it didn't bother me at all. So I didn't feel fatigued. Really, I actually just set the cruise control. Granted, I'm only going 60, but I mean, I just set the cruise control and kind of chill. I mean, there's nothing, I don't feel like I'm being blown off the bike. Whoa. I mean, it's pretty chilled. It's fun to just cruise. I mean, yeah, you can feel the wind. If you're behind a semi-truck, you will feel that buffeting a little bit more than on a Super Sport, but it's not bad. It's not bad enough to make me dislike it or even think twice about it. So that's not a concern for me. Maybe a concern for you if you're a little bit bigger. So I'm 5'11", I weigh like 165 pounds. If you're a bigger dude, you may catch more wind than me, which is fine. You'll just have to deal with it. I think it's worth it. But you can tuck, so if you want to tuck, you can get down, and you can actually feel that little wind deflector is, you can feel when you get in the pocket, and all that wind that would be hitting you in the face is now kind of going over your helmet. So I may not talk too much here. These roads are really fun. I like to concentrate and rip a little. I've seen a deer on this road, so you have to be careful. But this is a really fun road to rip on. Almost always some traffic, but you can get around them. Oh, nice, they're turning. Yeah, it's a nice little mountain road though. If it's a hot day and you want to cool off, it's probably 20 degrees cooler in here than it is outside in the sun. I saw the deer. So fast. All that torque on tap is just beautiful. Really, really nice. Used a quick shifter down. So yeah, the electronics package on this is pretty sweet too. So you have ABS, obviously. You have traction control. You have slide control, which is sort of like MotoGP inspired. You have lift control, and you have engine braking, and some other metric related to engine braking, EBM, something like that. So what that does, oh, and all of those are connected to the 6-axis IMU, so an inertial measurement unit. So the bike can actually tell when you're leaned over. It can feel how leaned over you are. It knows everything, so it knows how much G you're pulling in a curve, it knows how leaned over you are, and it will limit the throttle and the engine braking accordingly. So it's going to be about as safe as you can be if you're ripping on a bike and you want to get aggressive with it. This light never turns, so I'm just going to have to do a little sneaky U-turn. Yeah, so the 6-axis IMU and all the electronics are beautiful. I mean, I have everything set to 1, so that's the least intervention. The smaller the number, the less intervention the computer has. The higher the number, the more intervention. So I have everything set to 1. I like it. I don't think it has intervened on me yet, but again, I don't really know because I'm not looking at the dash the whole time, the cockpit. Oh man, I hope you guys could see. The camera fell a little bit. But yeah, dude, this bike is incredible. I mean, it's for the price, I really don't think you can beat it. if you're used to a super sport and you think all you would ever like is a super sport, I feel like you would be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't at least try an MT10. And you really can't get the feel for it if you just do one ride. I mean, I feel like you got to try it at least a couple days in a row, because the first time I drove it, I actually didn't like it. It was so radically different from anything I've had previously. I didn't like it. So glad that I gave it more of a shot, because it's absolutely the best bike I've ever owned, likely the best bike I've ever ridden, period. I mean, it's the most well-rounded. It's like a do-all bike. It does everything, and it does everything really well. But the only thing it doesn't do well is gas mileage, which is another point to hit on. I just filled up before I turned the video on, and I think I got 123 miles to a tank. And I wasn't ripping that hard either. I mean, I'm still in the break-in period, so I give it a little bit of a workout every once in a while, but I'm not out here just ripping on it. So forgive my voice too, guys. I'm getting over sick. I have 2 children, and I'm pretty much constantly sick now. At least every 6 weeks I get some kind of illness that I have to get over. So yeah, the gas mileage isn't great, but if you buy this bike, I really doubt you're gonna care too much about gas mileage. There's always more gas stations around. Just plan your trip. So a cool thing about this bike is you have trip 1, trip 2, and then when the gas light comes on, you have F trip. So F trip is something that starts once you go into the reserve of the gas tank. So the F trip will start counting up from the moment you go into reserve. And that, I think, people said on the forums or in the Facebook group, you have about 40 miles if you baby it. So call it 25 miles. You have 25 safe miles, really, no matter how you drive, to get to a gas station once you hit F trip. So unless you're way up in the mountains, I think you're going to be pretty safe. Speaking of mountains, I live in North Georgia, so I'm like an hour north of Atlanta. I ride in the mountains all the time, like a 45-minute drive to me, and I'm on some of the best roads in North America, to be honest with you. I'm not too far from the Dragon, a few hours from the Dragon, so that's cool. So this bike's going to get a workout. I mean, it's going to see everything except track use. I don't know if I'll track it. I may just buy a dedicated middleweight for that. Something that has maybe been crashed previously. Throw some race fairings on it and go with that. But I'm no stranger to the tracks. I race cars. I do global time attack in cars. So I kind of know the drill there, but I've never actually driven a bike on track. So that should be fun. What else about this bike? Left my turn signal on like a noob. What else? The seat's pretty hard. Some people get the comfort seat. I don't really care about that. Seats don't bother me. Cruise control, I may have hit on that before. Cruise control is amazing. I didn't know I wanted that feature until I actually had it, and now I'm not sure I could give up cruise control. It's so nice. Clutch is kind of long. It's kind of different than from the ZX6r. You have to kind of baby it out and slip it out. On the ZX6r, once you man, so fun. So fun. Oh, that's one. Lift control, so wheelie control. The bike will limit how far the front wheel can come up. So you have 3 modes for wheelie control. You have 3, 2, 1, 3 being the most intervention, 1 being the least. I have it on 1, and I'm not sure I've ever actually hit the control. I may have there, but it's really sweet because the bike just comes up. You can pin the throttle, you ride it as long as you want to, and if you run out of RPMs, you just use the quick shifter. I mean, you can shift in a wheelie and it's no problem at all. So that's super fun. You can use a quick shifter from first gear. It's something the ZX6r didn't like. It really was not smooth to use a quick shifter from first to second. I really didn't use it in anything below third, to be honest with you. On this, it's smooth. I've had no problems so far. The transmission, people call it clunky. Compared to the ZX6r, this is like Rolls-Royce built it. I mean, it's smooth, super smooth. The ZX6r, I don't know if maybe you've heard other people, maybe you haven't, but a few other people mentioned it, and I had the same thing where it would almost find neutral between gears that didn't have a neutral. So if you were downshifting, it would like get caught from 4 to 3 and 3 to 2. You would like find a weird in-between zone. It wasn't in neutral, and if you let out the clutch, it would make a hellacious noise and eventually find a gear. But the display would go blank and you wouldn't feel anything. It would just be a dead zone. So I'll quick shift. Yeah, so that was all quick shifter. From first to second was smooth. I mean, nothing, no hitching, no bucking. Really nice, really nice. But yeah, dudes, this bike is sweet. It's sweet. I definitely recommend riding one. The only thing I don't like is the freaking tick. So this third, fourth day I had this bike, it started ticking like crazy. I mean, it sounds like, honestly sounds like small end rod bearing like going out. I mean, it almost sounds too loud to be valve train, but it ticks, and the tick increases with RPM, but it's intermittent, so it'll come, it'll go. So I asked the group, I was like, I'm almost scared to ask this question because I was terrified, because at that point I had fallen in love with the bike. But I'm terrified to ask this question, but my bike has developed a tick, and at that point it had 100 miles on it. I'm like, I'm not sure I want the answer to this, but 98% of the answers were, yep, that's the CP4 tick. So that's just inherent in these engines, sort of normal. I mean, a bunch of people said if it doesn't tick, that's when you should worry. So that's how common it is. But the other day the tick went away and I was all stoked on that. And before I started this ride, I cranked the bike and let it warm up, and there it was again. And it just sounds awful. And I know the fix is just decat it, right? Just get a louder exhaust, which I do plan on doing. So I have a Leo Vince decat and of course a slip-on coming, and I'm gonna get it tuned. But still, I mean, nobody wants their brand new engine to be ticking like that. It sounds terrible, but it sounds like it's normal. So if you get this bike or an R1 and you develop a tick on what seems like the left side, some people say it's a cam tensioner, but that's on the right side. Tick comes from the left. But if you experience it, just know it's normal, or they say it's normal. Yeah, but just have fun, dudes. Be safe, be careful. Anyway, if I miss something, I'll probably do a follow-up video, but this is my first impressions of my first 250 miles on the Yamaha MT10, coming from a guy who's only rode dirt bikes and sport bikes and super sports. Super fun bike.